Imagine this scene. A lone man sits in a crowded coffee shop. Around him, men and women are enslaved to glowing screens, thumbs twitching frantically, chasing the empty currency of likes and digital approval. The couples are absorbed in their own vanity, capturing themselves for strangers. The groups engage in trivial chatter, conspiracies of gossip. The solitary hunters swipe desperately through dating apps, mistaking lust and desperation for destiny. But this man, he is different. He sits with earbuds feeding his mind philosophy, while the rest anesthetize their thoughts with TikTok's endless theater. He is not lonely. He is not gasping for attention. He is not bargaining for validation. He is sovereign, and sovereignty terrifies. That, my friend, is why such a man is the most dangerous presence in that entire room. But why? Why should a man at peace with himself, a man who does not beg for applause, who embraces silence without the need to drown it, inspire fear? Hold that suspicion. For we are about to unmask one of society's most insidious lies, the abhorrent deceit it tells you about solitude, the grand lie about being alone. Here lies the brutal truth most dare not admit. Civilization, commerce, and culture are structured upon your neediness. Look closely. Every advertisement, every social platform, every dating swindle, and every guru peddling his false remedies, they all construct themselves upon a single premise. You are incomplete. Find your soulmate. Build your network. Join the tribe. Without community, you are nothing. But what if all of it is deception? What if the man who sits unshaken, content with his solitude, embodies a threat so grievous to the social order that the masses must brand him lonely, antisocial, strange? Here is the hidden truth. Society does not tremble before the man who fears solitude. It trembles before the man who yields no need for others. When philosophy armors the mind, let us summon two men who saw this dangerous truth centuries apart. Marcus Aurelius, Emperor of Rome, and Friedrich Nietzsche, the mad prophet whose words outlived kingdoms. Marcus, the most powerful ruler of antiquity, confessed in his private meditations, "All cruelty springs from weakness." A sovereign of legions, yet he retreated at night not to indulgence, but to written dialogues with himself, dissecting the empire within his soul. Nietzsche, who stared too deeply into the abyss, proclaimed, "The individual must always struggle not to be devoured by the tribe." Both men understood. To endure solitude is to master independence of thought, and independent thought is the blade most feared by rulers, merchants, and mobs alike. The psychology of the dangerous loner. Examine closely what brews inside those who embrace solitude. First, they are free of approval addiction. While the herd gorges on dopamine bites from hearts, likes, and shares, the solitary man possesses a stronger currency: self-respect unpurchased by others' applause. Second, they confront discomfort. The mob cannot survive 5 minutes alone, lest silence reveal their hollow selves. But the dangerous loner communes with his inner demons, rations hours for midnight confrontations with fear, insecurity, failure. By surviving himself, he becomes unbreakable. Third and most dangerous, he cannot be manipulated. The man without dependence upon social acceptance cannot be shamed, silenced, bribed with popularity, or enslaved by rejection. He is untouchable. Marcus Aurelius's discipline of solitude. The emperor wielded a method few comprehend today. Each evening, he questioned his desires, his fears, his vanity. He disassembled his hunger for approval, training his spirit like a soldier for war. This was not mere journaling. This was armor forging. Thus he became impervious to the shallow schemes of men. For when you have studied yourself in fire and silence, the theater of society grows transparent. Public applause becomes irrelevant. You are dangerous because you are free. Nietzsche's insurrection of values. Where Marcus cultivated internal discipline, Nietzsche declared open war upon the inherited morality of the herd. He decreed, "The most dangerous being is one who fashions his own values, rather than wearing society's prefabricated chains." Most men live recycled convictions, hand-me-down beliefs from parents, culture, and peers. They are not living but following scripts. But the solitary interrogator dares ask, who benefits from my beliefs? What would I stand for if I began anew? This makes him unpredictable, ungovernable, uncontrollable, a terror to every system that depends on conformity. Loneliness versus solitude. We must dissect the crucial distinction. Loneliness is deficiency, a gnawing hunger, a void that seeks others to complete it. Solitude, however, is fullness, a sovereign self, at ease in silence. Society deliberately confuses the two, for it profits from loneliness. The lonely man consumes to fill the void, but the solitary man, needing nothing, consumes nothing. He thinks, and a thinking citizen is poison to empires of distraction. The four pillars of dangerous solitude. From Aurelius and Nietzsche, four pillars stand out. Radical self-honesty. The loner pierces his own illusions and thus sees deception everywhere. Value independence. He obeys no morality not tested by his own judgment, making him immune to shame and herd pressure. Emotional self-sufficiency, needing no one for strength. He cannot be manipulated by affection or rejection. Intellectual courage. He questions unspoken dogmas, embraces truths that others dare not approach, and speaks even when silence would be safer. Each pillar refines him into a fortress, the price of dangerous freedom. But tread carefully. Power exacts its tribute. Such a man will be misunderstood. Society will label him arrogant, eccentric, antisocial. Friendships will dissolve. Kin will recoil from his independence. The herd will attempt to yank him back into mediocrity with mockery or guilt. Yet the alternative is graver, to surrender the soul for conformity's chains. Why the self-sufficient terrify economically, the independent man undermines commerce, for he purchases little, unmoved by fashion or status. Socially, he dismantles hierarchies, for he is immune to titles, applause, or exclusion. Politically, he is a threat, for manipulators govern only through public opinion, and an independent thinker stands outside their reach. Psychologically, he agitates others, for his freedom reveals their servitude, his contentment amplifies their emptiness. Becoming the modern stoic. How then does one craft such dangerous solitude? Begin small, sit in silence without escape, no phone, no music, only thought. Practice the eventide review, questioning desire, approval, fear. Audit your beliefs regularly, discarding those given, keeping only those forged in reason. Develop a moral law of your own design. Nourish activities that enrich solitude, reading, writing, long contemplation. Most difficult of all, abandon the hunt for validation. Stop playing the marketplace of approval. Worth is found only within. The paradox of dangerous solitude. And here lies the paradox Machiavelli himself would relish. The individual who needs no one becomes irresistible to everyone. His lack of desperation summons respect, attraction, even love. But it is an unintended consequence, not the aim. The sovereign man does not chase. He attracts by existing beyond need. His friendships are chosen, not clung to. His work is noble, not desperate. His life attains meaning because it is uncompromised by dependence, the call to sovereignty. So here is my command. Become dangerous, not destructive, but sovereign. Dangerous in that no system, no mob, no tyrant can control you. Dangerous in that you carry your own values, craft your own standards, and stand complete. The world is starving for men and women immune to bribes, resistant to manipulation, incapable of being silenced. If these words strike you like a spear to the chest, share them with one other soul you know is ready to awaken. Reflect deeply and ask yourself, what belief do I wear that was not mine? Where have I begged for validation instead of conjuring self-respect? Remember this: in a world addicted to chains, the most revolutionary act is to stand alone. Stay sovereign, stay untouchable, stay dangerous.